Hello guys, it appears that I have disconnected. Sorry about that. It happens. Okay, let's continue. Wow, I haven't disconnected in a while, huh? So this is something new. Okay, so shall we? Shall we? Let's continue with our why scientists use symbols. Okay, this is to simplify the naming of elements or compounds, right? If my name is simple, is short, it makes life easier, right? Because when it comes to chemistry, you have to deal with so many chemicals. So if you use a short name, then life will be easier, right? To simplify things. D, explain why some symbols, for example, Cl and Si have two letters, right? Because the single letter is already in use, right? Like C is already carbon, S is already sulfur. So you have to think of another name. You have to think of another alphabet, right? The single letter is already in use. It's just like you make a character called, say, God of War, right? They will say, oh, God of War is already in use. So there you go, God of War 69, God of War 69 420. So you use something else, right? Use something. So same thing here, same thing here. We use another name because the original one is already taken. All right. So suggest a name for a compound containing potassium and chlorine. This is what we call potassium chloride. Okay, potassium chloride. Yes, thank you. Right. Just a compound, just a compound. No need to say oxide what chloride lah. Okay, they just want to test you whether you change the name here. Right? We only change the name for non-metal. We are only changing name for non-metal, right? Like sulfide, things like that. The original name, okay, this metal here, we don't change name for metal. Like I said, it's always the girls who change their name when they get married, right? Let's say next time when you marry a girl, she will change her surname to yours. Not to say change lah, but people address her that way lah. So if let's say you are Mr. Tan, your wife is a Miss Lee, she is called Mrs. Tan, right? I'm sure they call your mom this way too. So B, which elements are present in the compounds aluminum sulfate? Okay, so aluminum sulfate, you have aluminium, of course. All right. Sulfate is sulfur and oxygen. So you have sulfur and you have oxygen. Right? So aluminium, sulfur, and oxygen. Aluminium sulfate. If you want a chemical name, this is Al2SO4. Okay, quite a complicated thing, this one. So I don't bother, right? I do not bother with this, right? You can learn this in year 10 all you want. C, suggest a name for compound containing calcium, carbon, and oxygen. When carbon and oxygen gets married, this is called carbonate. So calcium carbonate. Okay, this is a bit complicated. This is a bit complicated because these two, they get married first, and then these two get married to this again. So it's like a marriage within a marriage thing. So things get a bit complicated, right? Yes, it's SO4 2 minus yes. You learned that already? You learned charge already? Why? Oh, okay. But why is the school rushing so fast though? Why is the school rushing? You can skip a year. Oh, you know how to balance. Okay. Why is the school skipping a year though? For what though? That means you can get to graduate earlier. You get to graduate earlier. Is it like that? Need to skip a year, right? So D, what is the difference between molecule of carbon dioxide and the molecule of carbon monoxide? Right, as you see the name, Dioxide means 2 oxygen. Monoxide means 1 oxygen. Oh, is it? Huh? That means your year 8 and year 9 is the same thing. Ah? Okay. But mine's different though. Mine's different though. My year 8 and 9 it's completely different thing. Year 9 will be harder. Oh, weird lah. Why is the school doing that, leh? Why is the school doing that? Why is it still called different grade when you learn the same thing? It's like you see, if you learn piano, if grade 4 and grade 3 learns the same thing, why do you need 2 grades then? It's so weird. Right, so difference CO2, carbon dioxide, has 2 oxygen molecules, 2 oxygen atoms. Okay, 2 oxygen atoms. Whereas carbon monoxide has only 1 oxygen atom. As the name here says mono. As the name here says di. Di means 2, mono means 1. Alright? You guys okay? You guys okay? I'm trying to finish this by today, huh? I'm going a bit fast here. Do slow me down if you don't understand, huh? Do slow me down if you don't understand. Right, next, number 7. Here are the formula of 4 substances. Alright. These 3 I think you know lah. This is water. This is nitrogen. Nitrogen molecule, the one in air, 78%. This is oxygen molecule, also the one in air. This is what we call magnesium sulfate. Okay, SO4 is sulfate. Magnesium is Mg. Name the elements that occur in 3 of these substances. Right? Name the elements. So 3 also got one. That would be your oxygen. You see? This one got oxygen, this one got oxygen, this one got oxygen. You see, oxygen is everywhere. Oxygen is everywhere. It's one of the most abundant element in the world. So B, name the element present in these substances that is a metal. Which one is a metal here? There's only one metal here. That would be a magnesium. Just look at the name. Just look at the name. Usually when you see ium, it's usually a metal. Right? Calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, lithium, barium, aluminum, cesium, francium, things like that, right? When you see ium, then it's usually metal. So give the chemical symbols for magnesium and hydrogen. Okay, so magnesium is Mg, hydrogen is H. Not sure why they're asking this. List the type and numbers of the atoms in one molecule of H2O. Okay, H2O is which type? H2O, there's 2 elements, right? I wouldn't say 50% lah. That's a lot of metal to learn, right? You don't learn vanadium, do you? Vanadium is not in our reactivity series, right? So H2O is a molecule. H2O is a molecule. Okay, fine. You learn that. What about osmium? What about osmium? What about tungsten? Do you learn that? Do you learn that? Molybdenum? Do you learn that? I see you don't. Right? I mean, you touch on that, but that is not coming up for exam. That is not coming up for exam. Okay? Tungsten will not come out in exam. Even A levels is not coming out, right? I graduated A levels. What do you think? Right? So molecules, molecules, water is a molecule because there's 2 types here. Okay, because there's 2 types here. Number of atoms, you have 3 atoms here. Okay, 3 atoms here. Because you see, H2O, water is like this. Okay, water is like this. There's 3 atoms here. Okay, and then there's 2 types of atom here. That's why we call it molecule. Like I said last week, elements and compound is about the type. Okay, this atom and molecule is the number, right? So I'm missing something here. I can actually say this is the compound. Okay, this is a compound. Okay, it is a molecule and it is a compound, right? Why is it a molecule? Because there's 3 atoms here. It is a compound because there's 2 types here. Okay, so different stuff, different stuff, Atom molecule is the number, is about the number. Compound element is the type. So we are referring to different things here. Okay, so number 8, 4 different substances, each circle represents an atom. So you see, we look at this one, you see, there's only 1 atom here. So this is obviously an element. Can you see this is element? And can you see there are 2 types here? 2 types here. This is obviously a compound. Only 1 type here, only yellow color here, element. 2 types here, red and white, compound again. Okay, compound again. So let me put it this way. Let me put it. Oh, they asking for it already. Element is A and C. Compound is B and D. Right? But atoms and molecule is different. Okay, this is an atom. Okay, these are atoms. This is a molecule. Molecule, because got 2. Each one got 2. Right? This one also molecule. This one also molecule. Because this one got 3. So you see, this is the number. 1, if I'm number 1 atom. 2, 3, 4, see, 2, 2, 3, molecule, molecule, molecule. This is the number, right? This one is the type. This is 1 type, 2 type, 1 type, 2 type. So the 1 type one is your element. The 2 type one is your compound. I hope you get what I mean, Okay, I hope you get what I mean. This is very straightforward. So next, B, the diagrams in the boxes show different types of arrangement of particles. Again, we have the same thing. So molecules of a compound. Okay, before we do this one first, okay, we look at this one first. Let's look at the type first. Let's look at the type first. You want to say hydrogen dioxide or dihydrogen oxide, right? So this is an atom. This is also atom. This is molecule. This is molecule. Why? Because this one got 1. Okay, it's like one single, 2 and 2. But this is an element, because only got 1 type. This is compound. Wait, you see, they don't become friends. Oh, this is actually a mixture. Oh, I almost got it confused here. Mixture. So this is a compound. Because got 2 sticking together. This one also compound. Hey, wait, this is element. Wow, see, even I got confused. Okay, element. Because this one got 1 type. This is a compound. Because got 2 types. Right? After we write everything now, things should become easier, isn't it? This should be easier, isn't it? So, what are the molecules of a compound? Molecules of a compound should be your D. Okay? Molecule, why molecule? Because there's 2. Why is it a compound? Because there's 2 types. Different color. There's a D. Molecules of an element. Molecules of an element, that will be your C. Why is it molecules? Because there's 2, 2, 2. Why is it element? Because there's only 1 type here. Is it green color, green color, green color? Okay. Atoms of a mixture. Atom means they are 1 alone. Mixture, cause they don't become friends. There's a 2 color here. So B. Atoms of an element. Atom means 1 single alone. Element means 1 type. There's only red color here. So this is your atom of an element. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What's up? Okay, the rest of you guys understand? Jihan and Sinteng, you guys okay? Is Aaron okay? Is Aaron following? Is Aaron following me? I hope you do. I hope you are. Right? Don't fall asleep behind the screen. Don't fall not behind. Don't fall asleep in front of your screen. Right? If you fall asleep and you don't listen to me, I cannot help you with anything. Okay? Make sure you listen, right? Most common heart disease. Wow, you ask me, I also don't know. I don't read the statistics, so I don't know, right? Heart failure. I would say the first one would be heart attack, though. Heart attack, though. Myocardial infarction. That would be the most common, not heart failure. Heart failure is actually not as common as you think, right? Coronary artery disease, which will lead to heart attack, lah. Which will lead to a heart attack, lah. I think heart attack is the first one. Which is your myocardial infarction. Okay, do not confuse that with cardiac arrest. It's a completely different thing. Right, so number 9, Farhana classifies 6 metals into elements, compounds, and mixture. So gold and helium, sugar and salt, mineral water and pure water. It is found that one of the metal has been wrongly classified. Suggest the correction. What is wrong here? In fact, we all die because of cardiac arrest. Technically speaking, because cardiac arrest is when your heart stops. Right? Everyone dies because of their heart stopping. So to be fair, cardiac arrest is the death, the cause of death for everyone, if you put it that way, right? So guys, which one is wrong here? Which one is wrong here? Which one is classified wrongly here? They are in the wrong family here. No. Which one here? These 6 of it. Which is wrong? Is gold an element? Okay, yes, it is. Helium is also an element. Yeah, no, there's only one fault here. There's only one thing wrong here. What is the thing? What is the thing? There's only one thing wrong here. There's only one thing wrong here. That's 2, Carl. That's 2. What is that one? What is the one thing wrong here? Zhan, you want to take a try? Xinteng, you want to try? Water is H2O. So which is wrong? There's only one wrong here. There's only one wrong here. Guys, the one that's wrong is your pure water. Okay? Mineral water is a mixture. That's correct. Nothing wrong with that. Because mineral water is like salt water. When you dry off the water, you get the mineral. Right? So, the one is wrong is pure water. Pure water. Right? Why? Because pure water, which is H2O, is a compound. Pure water is a compound because water is H2O. Okay, nothing else. Pure water. So it is a compound. So 3 metals MnO here. Element, compound, mixture. I think you should know this already. Element is this one. There's only one type here. Compound is this one. Because there's 2 types and they become friends. You see, there's a bond here. They become friends here. N is your mixture. Because this black one and the white one, they don't become friends. They don't know each other. So what is meant by element? Element is a substance that consists of only one type of atom. There's only one type of atom, that is element. 2 differences between N and O. 2 differences here. Wow, so many things you can write here. What's the difference between mixture and compound? What's the difference between mixture and compound? What's the difference? What is the difference? Mixture and compound? Chemically bonded, yes, good. Chemically bonded. What about mixture? What about mixture? They are physically bonded. Right? Physically bonded. What else? What else? Compound is hard to separate. Okay, hard to separate. This is easy to separate. Okay. So many things. Wow, so many things. There's a lot of energy change here, less energy change here. This is like you need to think yourself one. Right, number 10. Number 10. Two or more substances mixed together are called a mixture. Okay, mixture. A solute is a solid, you see, solute that dissolves in a liquid. The liquid that it dissolves into is called a solvent. Water is a solvent. Together, they make a solution. Okay, they make a solution. A solid that does not dissolve in a liquid is called suspension. Is there suspension here? A solid that doesn't dissolve is called, oh, it's called insoluble, right? They didn't want the name. They want us to describe. It's insoluble, right? Can you transfer to year 10? You can try, but are you sure you wanna skip a year? Because year 9 there's plenty of stuff to learn though. Right? So if a solution is left for a few days, the water evaporates. Hey, I'm not teaching year 10 by the way. I'm only teaching up to year 9. Year 10 is another teacher handling already. Okay, and solid is left in the container. Okay, so if a solid is added to a liquid until no more of the solid will dissolve, you add until full, a saturated solution is formed. That means full. The solubility of a solid measures how much of the solid will dissolve. Okay, solubility. When you measure the solubility of a solid, you must use the same temperature at the same type of a given type of the solvent at a given weight. Same solvent, sorry. I don't think there's a solvent here. Okay, I think it's the volume, the same volume at a given temperature. Okay, volume and temperature, you keep it the same. Any year 9 tuition? Year 9 is a Tuesday. Year 9 is a Tuesday. If you want to move to year 9 lah. But year 9 we are finishing already though. If you want, you can join lah. You can join. Okay. But we are almost done already. What about year 10? I'm not sure about year 10. You check with the recep and see. You check with the recep and see. Okay. You are okay with the chemistry lah, I know, but what about the biology though? What about the biology? You see, you have to consider three things, You have to consider three things. Right? 11, what is the solvent? Solvent is the liquid. Okay, solvent is a liquid, something that dissolves other substance. Okay, when I dissolve someone else, I'm in the liquid. Solution is a mixture. Okay, what is homogeneous? Homogeneous means they won't sink to the bottom. They are equally everywhere. You see, physics is the problem. You're skipping a year, that means your physics needs to skip a year, Even your biology, the same thing. Again, your biology. So, solute is a substance that dissolves in other substance. Suspended particles, solid that do not dissolve. Okay, you see suspension, right? Suspended means they cannot dissolve, like sand and mud. Okay, as for this is the solute. This is the solvent. Remember, this is the solid, solid, solute, solute. And this is the solution. Okay, solution. She then added 2 spoons of flour into other glass of water and stir it. Guys, can flour dissolve in water? Can flour dissolve in water? No, So this is a suspension. Okay, the mixture looks cloudy. Explain why. Because light cannot pass through suspension. Okay, light cannot pass through suspension. That's why it looks cloudy, looks dirty. Okay, correct statement and incorrect statement. The particles of a suspension dissolve in the liquid. Can suspension dissolve? Can suspension dissolve? Can sand dissolve? Okay, no, you can't. What do I teach? What do y'all teach in year 10 bio? I'm not sure though. I'm not sure because I don't handle year 10. I'm not familiar with the latest syllabus. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Right. Number two, the particles of a suspension can be seen by the naked eye. Can you see sand? Can you see sand in water? Yes, you can, because they don't dissolve. You can see it with your eyes. Number three, the particles of a suspension are deposited, means they sink. When left to stand for a while, yes, just like your Milo, they will settle. If you don't stir it, it will settle. Right, let me finish this. There's only a little left. Yeah, there's only a little left. So, name the methods of separation Q and S. Q is distillation. Okay, distillation. S is chromatography. You see the color here. Chromatography is the color separation. By the way, this is filtration, this is flotation, this is sieving. Okay, I'm sure if your mom makes cake, if your mom bakes, this is what she does to the flour. So determine the method to separate the following mixture. So alcohol and water. How do you separate alcohol and water? We would use Q, distillation, because we can mix them both. Water and alcohol can be mixed. Sawdust and sand in water. How do you separate sawdust and sand? You can just filter it, which is P. Impurities in flour. This is what your mom does. E. Coloring substance is tanning. You see color, so that's your S. Right? C. What about R? What can we use for R? That's your oil and water. Because they are oil and water, they are immiscible. They cannot mix. So you can easily use them to float this on top. You tapao zafan, they also do this one, right? When you tapao your zafan, you can see the sauce, any sauce lah, or any curry, you can see the oil floating on top. Well, so you know. Right, so D, copy added some sand into a beaker containing 50 ml of water. This is a condition after a while. Name the method used to separate the mixture. So we have filtration. Then copying uses filtration. Hey, they give an answer here already. To separate the mixture. Justify the usage of the method. Oh, wait, this is not filtration. This is your decanting. Okay, or sedimentation. Justify the usage of method in separating both substances given. Okay, can you use filtration? Okay, filtration can be used because sand does not dissolve in water. Sand cannot dissolve in water. That's why we can use this method, right? If it can dissolve, then we cannot. Okay, we have to use evaporation or distillation. Okay, so that's it for this chapter. Okay, guys, that's it for this chapter. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Zhihan and Xinting, do you have any question? Do you guys have any question? Okay, I hope you have your June notes. I hope you have your June. Oh, by the way, this is June week 2, not week 1. I'm sorry. This is June week 2. So next week, week 3, we'll jump into your June notes already. Can our arteries and veins get cancer? No, I don't think so. Maybe a very rare one. Maybe a very rare one. Okay, like fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. I thought that you couldn't get cancer from that. My friend actually told me his classmate got it and she died. It's a very rare cancer, right? So I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no, but I've not heard of it lah. I've not heard of it. Fibroid is not really a cancer. The thing is quite benign actually. Okay, it's not harmful, but it will be if it turns bad, if it becomes malignant, or if it presses on another organ, then it will be another problem, right? Don't quote me on that lah. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor per se. So yeah, go Google and see. Go Google and see. Maybe you can enlighten me too, because I'm not a doctor, right? So anyway, do you guys have any question? We summarize this chapter, we end this chapter, next week we will jump into physics already. Give some complicated answer, then you slowly go and understand lor. Okay, so next week we are going to physics, guys. We're going to physics. I think we are into physics already. Okay, so that's it for today. That's it for today. Have a nice Monday, guys. I will see you next week. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Take care. Good night. Happy Monday and see you soon. Bye bye.